trip. Coming off a win, where were we the other night? Portland. That was the last game, right? Coming off a win over the Portland Trail Blazers. Losses on the trip to the Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets. Pickup wins in Utah and in Portland. I guess it's kind of chalk for as far as the opponents go on that 4-game road trip. But we're back at it tonight. Tristan Da Silva is back in the rotation tonight. Chrissy Birdsall is back from beautiful New Jersey. She took some time off. How was your trip?
It was really nice. It was good to go up to the Garden State, enjoy it. You were on the West Coast.
Is that what it's called, the Garden State?
That's what New Jersey
I was
called,
in the Beehive State. I was in, I just remember the Beehive State. That's Utah.
Golden State's California.
I was in the Golden State. I was in the Beehive State. I was in
Colorado and
Oregon as well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But good time up in Jersey. How was the weather?
Cold.
Cold, okay.
That's the one
shocker.
thing you realize when you move down here is just like how nice it is, and then you go back, and I'm sure you're dealing with that when you go anywhere on these travel
The
trips.
weather was pretty nice out west, especially in Denver and Utah. It was a little bit warmer than I expected, and actually it was pretty in San Francisco and Portland too, a little bit rainy. But when we got, I will say, when we got back on Christmas Eve, it was about 5 or 6 o'clock. It was balmy when I stepped off that plane, and I said, oh, yeah, this is why I live here. It was very, very, very nice. Well, I'm glad you got a little bit of rest. It was very well-deserved. You've been doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And now back to work. Couple home games, as I mentioned. I'm not sure what we did to the schedule makers, but the Denver Nuggets, who will play tomorrow night, are actually chilling in their hotel right now. They are in Central Florida, but they got the best of us the other night, and they're kicking off a 7-game road trip. So they play us. They have another day off before they have to go play Miami, and then they go up through Cleveland, Toronto, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll be coming off the second half of a back-to-back when we take on the Denver Nuggets tomorrow, and this is always a really difficult game. The first one back off a long road trip. It's an old NBA maxim. You are getting healthy, as I mentioned. Tristan Da Silva will be back in there tonight. The Charlotte Hornets are, 9-20. They're a dangerous offensive team. Shoot a whole bunch of threes, 41 of them to be exact. And they got a couple of good three-point shooters. One guy we'll talk about, Con Knipple, might be your rookie of the year when all is said and done. He's at least in the conversation for it right now. But as we know, LaMelo Ball is always going to be the head of the snake. You got to watch that guy. It's a very good rebounding team as well. So I mentioned 41 threes a night. They're top 5 just as far as getting them up, but they're also really good at rebounding. When you take long shots, there are often a lot of long rebounds to be had. So rebounding will be a big key tonight as well. But I think as you start to kind of recalibrate, coming off that long road trip, you come in tonight, 17-13 on the season, 30 games in. Chrissy, where, from 30,000 feet, where is this team right now? You were at shoot-around this morning. I skipped it. I spent a little bit of time with my daughter this morning. But what were the vibes like at shoot-around this morning, and how do you think the team's feeling right now?
I think it was a good reset to come back, have the day, have the holiday. That was something that Coach Mosley talked about. Just being able to be home for the holidays was so important for these guys. When you're going on that road trip, you're down a lot of people, you're deep into your rotation. So to have a little bit of a reset day, come back to practice, come back to shoot around, and get ready for tonight's game was really important for these guys. But he said that this is not going to be an easy task. This Charlotte Hornets team, their first game fun. They won 3 of their last 5. They always like to give us a little bit of a battle, and they've been playing a lot better than what their record shows. And Coach Mosley said that this is a team. It's a really well-coached team. They're starting to get it together. It's a young team. They're figuring it out, but there's a lot of good pieces on this team. So he's treating this like a really important game. They know that there's the back-to-back behind it with the Denver Nuggets on the other side, but they're not going easy on this one tonight.
No, it's you got to lock in on these games, and the whole idea is of the whole road trip thing, especially when you're out west, is it takes a little bit of time just to sort of recalibrate. So as soon as you get your body clock adjusted to Rocky Mountain time and Pacific time, you're back and you're getting back at it here on the home floor. Magic have been a much better team, clearly, on the home floor so far this year. You're, 10-5 at home, 7-6 out on the road. That's not right. I don't think that's right. But the Magic's home record going back to the beginning of last season has very clearly been a pretty stark difference. They're getting better at taking the show out on the road, and when you're a good defensive team, that travels, to be sure. But a much better shooting team here in the friendly confines of the Kia Center, and that is something that's going to be kind of tricky tonight. Is it's a Charlotte team that wants the final score tonight to be 130 to 125. They're very comfortable pushing pace. Coach Mosley saying this morning, we got to get back to that a little bit. Magic are still the second best team in the league as far as fast break points go. But with all that said, I think it's a good test tonight, making sure that you're getting back in transition. This is a team that doesn't push pace as much, but they get threes up very quickly and early in the shot clock. So you got to make sure you're locked in defensively. And then there should be some opportunities going back the other way, get some fast break points going against this team. Once upon a time, I would have told you we do not want the final score to be 130 to 125 tonight. I think this Magic team is a lot more suited to be able to win track meet types of games, especially with a team like Charlotte. So I think as long as you're locked in as far as transition defense goes and you're not letting them get up and down, get threes up, and scoring within the first 8-9 seconds of the shot clock, you feel okay. Magic are, I think, comfortable playing that type of game against this Charlotte team, but that's why, to me, having Tristan da Silva back tonight is such a big key. His three-point shooting is something that during that surge during November was so key to the Magic kind of figuring out their offensive identity. And then it kind of fell off a cliff right around Thanksgiving and into the month of December. We found out this morning, Tristan was talking about he tried to play through that shoulder contusion, and when he realized it wasn't getting any better, it was when he finally shut it down. The numbers reflect that, Chrissy. Tristan da Silva, through the beginning of December, was a 40% three-point shooter. In fact, even better than. Month of December, it's only 6 games, small sample size. 20% from three-point range. That's not going to cut it. And so getting Tristan back, another little nugget for you, the Magic are 6-2 so far this year when Tristan da Silva makes 3 or more three-pointers in a game. So obviously it's a big indicator of the Magic's punch offensively, but the last time he did that was over a month ago. It was 5 weeks ago, to be exact, November 20th. And so having a healthy Tristan da Silva within the half court, spacing the floor, I think it's going to make the Magic's half-court offense look a lot different.
Yeah, it's going to be really good to have him back. And I think that's just the biggest key is having somebody, whether he's off the bench or coming in starting, to be that spark for the team, especially from 3. We saw in November, you talked about it, that he was trying to play through that injury. You'd see him wrapped up on the sidelines. And, all the guys are wrapped up with certain things, so you didn't know what the extent of it was. And then you see the numbers start to go down, and then finally they said, okay, we're going to let him rest for 4 games, get him back on track. And he talked about it. He said, he just needed to slow down a little bit, let that fully recover, so when he comes back, he can do what he needs to do on offense, because it was starting to hinder his game a little bit, and he admitted that. And it's going to be good to have him back because he had a really good game against Charlotte the last time they played in October. He had 19 points, 3 of 7 from three-point range. So there's that 3 points, 3 or more 3 points, in 22 minutes. So having somebody like that, and he played off the bench, that game was a little bit of a get-back game for the Orlando Magic when they were on the road. Remember that was that 4-game losing streak.
It was the second half of back-to-back after that Detroit game.
Right.
And it was, we talk a lot about Desmond. Sorry to cut you off. We talk a lot about Desmond Bane making that 3 and how everything kind of got right after we beat Portland here. That was game 10. The game in Charlotte was the first get-right game, as you just mentioned, because that, I would say, the rock bottom of the season so far was that 1-4 start. Coming off that loss to Detroit was, I think Anthony Black was doing a lot of soul searching. He had been inserted in the starting lineup, and Cade Cunningham had a great game. AB, the entire squad bounced back the very next night in Charlotte, and it felt like everything sort of got back to, it was kind of a recalibration. Everybody was like, okay, this is how we're supposed to play. This is how we can play, and sort of took off from there.
Yeah, and you even mentioned, it was a lot of different players getting involved, but Desmond Bane, he only had 9 points in that game, and he didn't really start coming on till later, so you add that portion into it as well. It feels like this game here, even though they were 2-2 in that road trip, they're coming off the win to Portland, it feels like almost a little bit of a get-back game as well. You're coming back to the Kia Center, you're getting your mind right, you're starting to get your pieces back slowly and surely. Now, there is no Franz Wagner, there is no Mo, no Suggs, Goga is out, they announced earlier today, but you're starting to slowly get those pieces back, and it's not about being healthiest team in December. You want to be the healthiest team at the end of the season, but if you can get these guys back, get used to playing with one another, it could be good things going forward.
You feel like the Wagners are getting close.
Yeah.
Mo is beginning to do 2-on-3 work, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 work. I think Coach Mosley mentioned this morning. Franz is still doing stationary type stuff. It's going to be a ways off still for him, but getting, obviously, Jalen and the Wagners back is huge, but Jonathan Isaac missed a game on the West Coast road trip. He's been kind of banged up. He's good to go. You need Goga back in there to be sure, but as I mentioned, Tristan da Silva making his return tonight. So slowly but surely, you are getting right. And it's great that you have a nice long homestand here to really get right. 48 hours here in the friendly confines of the Kia Center before we head back out onto the road on Sunday. It's only a 3-game road trip on Sunday, and at least we get to stay east of the Mississippi. But holy cow, the schedule has been a bear. And part of this is because of the trip to Europe in the middle of January. You got to block off so much travel time. It's going to be obviously a whole bunch going on for the guys. Really cool opportunity as well. But when you head to Berlin and then to London, you've got a couple travel days on either side of that trip. So that will be a good way to rest your body. I don't know you'll be able to rest your mind that much, but that's part of the reason the schedule's been so crazy. The back and forth and the number of games that we've played. We talked a little bit on the West Coast Road Swing about the schedule breaking in our favor, just as far as strength of schedule goes and the competition breaking a little bit. At the very least, as you head out on that road trip, you're taking on teams like Toronto, Chicago, and Indiana. So the schedule is breaking in our favor as far as the strength of schedule goes, as far as the record of our competition, but certainly the travel and the back and forth is still just a little bit hectic right now.
Yeah,
what do we got going on down here on the comments?
I was gonna say, Kyle Gaming said 4 games in 60 days is a wild stretch. It's just gonna keep picking up though. That's how the NBA keeps on rolling. I've been seeing a lot of different comments. Everyone talking about the traveling, talking about Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you all for joining us during your holiday breaks. I've seen a lot of comments about Paulo Banchero, and I think this is something that I want to get into before we hear from Coach Mosley, because I'm sure it's going to come up in conversation. He had some really good words, I felt like, after that Portland game, because there was a lot of questions, I think, in that Portland game after Paulo Banchero's performance, and he said, no, he is a winning player. He's going to make winning plays, and he doesn't need to put up 30 points a night, and he was a facilitator in that game. We saw him spreading the ball around and letting other guys who were playing hot, they were playing off the hot hand, and that's what kind of happened in that win against Portland.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because if he's overly aggressive and quote-unquote stalls out the offense looking for his shot, then he's going to get it from one side. And then if he's quote-unquote passive and only takes 8 shots, then there's something wrong as well. Can we just let the guy play basketball? He was damn close to a triple-double twice in a row in Utah and Golden State. He did get the triple-double in the loss against Denver for the first night of the road trip. He's either too aggressive for some people's taste, or he's too passive, or he's not getting to the free throw line enough, or he's getting there too. It just feels like the guy can't do anything right now. And even when we win games, people have something to say about it. And guess what? It's a lot harder on Paulo Banchero when Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs are not on the floor with him. And I realize that a lot of people point to the surge in November with Franz and without Paulo, but Jalen Suggs was playing during that surge as well. And so until we get healthy and get a good look at it holistically, can we give the guy a break? And need I remind any Magic fans, and I know I need to remind you because you didn't work for us last year.
That's true.
Post-All-Star break and into the postseason, maybe the best player in the league. I mean, we're not talking about a couple good games. We're talking about numbers that only Luka and Giannis were putting up across the entire NBA for 2 months. And need I remind you guys that as far as postseason averages go, the guy is the 5th best active average in the postseason. 12 games, over 28 points a game. He's rebounding better than he has. He's facilitating better than he has. And right now, night in and night out, sometimes teams are loading up 2 defenders. Sometimes it's only 1, but a guy is lurking and digging down at him. He is having to read the game in the half court night in and night out with so much attention being paid to him, and teams can just throw different curveballs at him because there aren't as many options on the floor. It's a lot different when 5 and 22 are out there together. And when they're not, you've got one guy at the top of your scouting report. When Jalen Suggs isn't out there as well, you've got 2 guys in the top 4 or 5 of your scouting report. If you can limit Desmond Bane and Paulo Banchero, you're doing a good job of limiting us offensively right now. So I think you got to be a little bit patient with this guy. How many games has he been back? He came back, at the beginning of December? So we're only talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And only the last couple, or only the first 2 or 3, did he have any of his reinforcements with him. I think he's still figuring out the way to make the right basketball play in and play out. And if you don't see that improvement, then I don't know what you're looking at, because, the other night he only had 12 points, 3 assists. The night before that, he had 21, 12, and 7. The night before that, 23, 9, and 9. I mean, this is the type of stuff that great basketball players do, and he is turning from a, sort of scoring-minded, really great offensive scoring basketball player to a great offensive system unto himself. So I don't know. I just ranted a little bit, but it is frustrating. I understand when you lose games for people to kind of go through and nitpick. We won the damn game the other night. I don't understand what we're doing. And in a tough place to play at the end of a 4-game road trip. So people need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say he's like Paulo the playmaker right now. He's averaging 21, 10, and almost 6.5 assists per game in his last 5. It's not like he's playing bad. And that's with that 12-point performance on the other day. So you take that out, his numbers are even higher than that. He is playing well, and he's coming back from injury. He's only going to keep improving, and that is the thing about this team. As those pieces start to come back, it is going to continue to improve night in and night out. And we haven't seen it, but that's the luxury about this team is that all of the players, Tristan Silva talked about it today, was the strength of this team is their depth, that even without their star players at certain points in the year, is that other guys are stepping up as well. As we had seen that. Desmond Bane has been playing really well, and they brought on the guy that they really wanted him to be. Tyus Jones had himself a really solid game, which is what we've been kind of waiting to see from Tyus Jones so far this year. Wendell Carter Jr. has been putting up more consistent numbers lately. Anthony Black's been very consistent, and even the rookies as well. So there's a lot of different pieces on this team. Just got to keep the faith. Got to get everybody back, and right now they've been doing a pretty good job managing that.
Yeah, one of the guys you just mentioned is Anthony Black, and I think AB it's interesting to look at him as he's sort of been thrust into this role. We're going to go to Coach Mosley here in a moment. We will, as soon as we hear him, we'll send you downstairs to the Magic Media Room as we get set for the Charlotte Hornets. AB on that West Coast road swing, I mean, first of all, I think it's like 15 of his last 16 games now he's scored in double figures, or maybe it's like 12 of the last 13. Anyways, it's getting up there. In the month of December, he has been phenomenal, 16 points a game, but then he's grabbing you almost 7 rebounds and 5 assists. This is what Anthony Black does when he's given starters minutes, and he's over 33 minutes a game for the month of December, which is I'm just going to ballpark and guess it, probably the most he's ever played in a month in his young career, and he has sort of jumped and pounced on his opportunity. And so I think, but he's also 21 years old, and so as we talk about Paulo and as we talk about this team developing and trying to withstand these injuries, you have to allow for some sort of wild swings. There's going to be off nights. There's going to be off nights for the team offensively, period. But when you're talking about young talent, even guys like Tristan, a little bit more established, you have to allow for some swings as far as their performance.
Coach, once again, your group's been able to, withstand injuries and be able to rack up wins along the way. Over your time as a head coach, what have you learned about the keys to navigating those situations, and what are the keys for a team to maintain success when guys are in and out of the lineup?
I think really just continue to develop the players that you have and having guys stay ready no matter what the circumstances. I think having our coaches talk to them about different roles that they may play, but establishing that when the season starts. Our guys do a great job of continuing to put the work in, what the demand is on them as soon as they step in the game and what they're expected to do. Obviously, defensively, the way it's our calling card. So our guys being able to do that every time they step on the floor, but then giving them the confidence to know that when they step out there that we need them to be a part of what we're doing.
You said this morning you expected Tristan to be available. He's available tonight. Just to know that he's back and have him back in the lineup, what does that mean for the group and the ripple effects of that?
I think it's great that he's back in. He's got some time to get that shoulder right. But again, what he's done for this group, when guys have been out, have been great. To Dan's point, guys are able to step in, step up, and we do this thing by committee when you have bodies down. So for Tristan to be able to be back in the fold is great for us.
By the same token, Goga was ruled out, and you said he was going to go through a workout and kind of be a little bit of closer to a game time decision. How has his progress been, and kind of coming back, and how important is it, kind of in a similar vein, to make sure he's completely right before throwing him back in there?
Yeah, I think that's for anybody that goes down. The ability to make sure you're fully healthy before you step back on the court, because you want to be able to give your full go every time you step out there.
Coach, you've got 30 games out of Dez and Tyus and the rookies as well. How different are you approaching them now versus maybe at the beginning of the season? You have probably the same foundation, but how do you navigate when to make a change or when to push a different button with players like that you haven't had years of experience with?
I think that's the important part of creating relationships with guys before they even step in the building. So you understand how they can be coached, how you have to push them, how do you have to get them in different spaces. But it goes back to Dan's point of what is the expectation when you put on that Magic jersey? And what you're expected to do is you're expected to play hard, you're expected to defend, you're expected to trust and play with your teammates. So these guys know exactly what it looks like. So when we're talking about our process, they can understand that more no matter who you're on the floor with.
You mentioned this morning needing to be able to communicate well, playing against the Charlotte team. They're very similar to teams like Boston. I think they're in the top 5 in the league in 3-point attempts per game. How does that communication change when you're facing a team that is so heavy on 3-point attempts, especially with how good you guys are at limiting those attempts?
Yeah, you can't get away from what we do. So understanding who you're closing out to, the first thing we've got to do a better job of protecting the paint and then get out to the shooters, knowing that they're going to try to attack, get downhill, multiple pick and rolls, so that coverage has to be clean. And the mistakes that happen is when there's lack of communication. So our ability to communicate at the highest level, to get out to the shooters, know who we're getting to, and then finish possessions off, because they get a lot of those off of kick out rebounds.
Coach, how are you and the team feeling today after
holidays,
the holidays and Christmas? I'm good. How are you?
Good.
When it comes to an inverted ball screen with the guard setting the screen, whether you're defending it, whether you're running it, both these teams do it well. What are the challenges for any team trying to stop that action?
Well, to Philip's point, it goes into the level of communication, knowing who's setting the screen. This is one of the biggest teams that sets guard-to-guard screens. So we have to make sure we're communicating, or if they're setting it or if they're slipping out. You'll have opportunities and times where Knipple will set a screen on Bridges. So we've got to make sure you're communicating how we do that, and that's the foundation of it. So it's just about the talk and the communication and making sure you're physical early so there's no missteps, because that leads to the open threes.
Coach, I know you mentioned next man up mentality, but for the rookies out west for the last 4 games, just stepping in and performing how they did, just what does it say about them? And can you talk about just Jace and Noah in those 4 games out west?
Well, it starts from the moment you draft them, so you have to give Jeff and his staff a ton of credit for understanding who they're bringing in. And then the second side of it is those guys just continue to stay pros. They continue to work on their game, study the film. Both of those guys are not afraid. They've been professional all year long. The coaches that are working with them have helped them, hold their feet to the fire, keep them accountable in what they're doing. So when they step on the floor, they're not afraid because they've done it before. And going against our, guys in practice, they've seen high-level defense as well as, the ball moving on offense as well.
How big has Anthony Black's versatility been, not just these last few games filling in for Franz, but just as a spot starter all season, just being able to start at basically any position, filled multitude of roles for this team, and especially the hot shooting and scoring as of late?
I think it goes back to, I'll keep referring back to Dan, the versatility, one, of the group, but then 2, staying ready when your number's called. It's a long season, and, you're never really out of rotation because you're going to be needed, because, the history here says that we haven't always been healthy. So guys have to know that they're going to get their opportunity. And what are you going to do when your number's called? That you have to stay ready, working on your craft, and just being able to get out there and contribute to the group.
Thanks, Coach Mose.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Jamal Mosley, Jake Chapman, Chrissy Birdsall here with you up on the radio deck. We're getting you set for the Magic, the Charlotte Hornets, first of a back-to-back set. We'll see the Denver Nuggets tomorrow, so we'll up the competition a little bit. But I call these P's and Q's games, Chrissy, because, yes, we're back from a long road trip. Yes, you look at Charlotte's record, and it doesn't jump out at you. Yes, we went into Charlotte back on October 30th and got pretty convincing, 2019-ish point win, I believe it was. But this is a very dangerous offensive team, as Jamal Mosley was just saying. They get a ton of threes up, 41 of them a night. They've got good offensive players. They have sort of their own style. They're really good rebounding. They're going to get a bunch of threes up. They're going to try to crash the glass and manufacture second-chance points. And so if you don't get your hand up defending the 3, and if you don't hit somebody when the shot goes up and make sure you're boxing out and clearing the glass, you could be in trouble tonight. So a P's and Q's game. You got to mind your P's and Q's tonight, Chrissy, to make sure you get out of here with a dub.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how much he emphasized points in the paint, like protecting the paint first. I know that was kind of more on the rebounding sense and not letting those putbacks, but I was just something that really stood out to me because Charlotte is 26 in the league, averaging about 55 paint points per game, but they don't want to get away from that because that team shoots a lot of threes. They want to make sure that they're protecting the inside and working outside. forcing them, to try and miss as many of those as possible, get that defense working from inside out, and, establishing their dominance on both ends of the floor.
They do have, because of the perimeter shooting, like Knipple is, I think, top 5 in the league. He's 5th in the league in made threes per night, 3.6 a night. He's a really good three-point shooter. I mentioned the volume that they get up. They're about middle of the pack as far as percentage goes. But they have, especially with Kalkbrenner, the rookie center, hurt, they've got a whole bunch of kind of functional size, almost similar to us, a whole bunch of 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys. And so they team rebound very well. But Brandon Miller is 6'7", Miles Bridges. They have a bunch of guys who can handle the basketball as well. So he mentioned Miles Bridges handling the basketball after getting a screen from Knipple, the rookie shooting guard. We know LaMelo Ball is a rangy guy and can do a whole lot of things with the ball in his hands. And then they come off the bench with some guys who can drive as well. So whether it's Sexton driving, it's Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller is a good mid-range type of guy, but he can attack as well. They just got a bunch of guys who are pretty versatile offensively that you have to lock in on. And then they have some pretty good defenders as well. That Sion James has been defending very well. He's been playing pretty fair minutes, like 20 minutes a night off the bench for them. Josh Green is a guy that I like quite a bit. And then Moussa Diabate is a guy that all he does on the floor is defend and rebound. He's a big offensive rebounder type guy. So they have a lot of role players that are kind of in the spots that they want them in. Now it's just a matter of seasoning a little bit. And I don't know what their future looks like, because I think they're probably still making their mind up about whether they want to build around LaMelo specifically or try to add some help or maybe even move on at some point. If you read the rumors pages, that might be in the cards. When he is the center of your team and you're not winning games, you're 10 games below 500, you can sort of understand that. And that's for them to worry about. For tonight, Magic need to make sure they lock in, slow that guy down. He can be a walking turnover if you defend him well. If you body him up, he's about 3.5 turnovers a night. I think you start there, but it's a good point that you mentioned and that you picked up on. Just because they get a ton of threes up doesn't mean you can abandon the house. You got to make sure you protect the paint first and foremost, and then get out and get them hands up.
Yeah, and when I was listening to some of the interviews from the last game, I think it was Sion James and then their coach Charles Lee, they were talking about just they were out physical. They were out hustled. They were physical. This was a team, the Magic came in. They came in with an agenda, and they really established their dominance in the paint. So this could be a good game for Double-Double Dell. I saw some comments on the YouTube stream talking about they're expecting a big game from Wendell Carter Jr., who has been playing better. And we talk about him every once in a while just because of all the stuff he does that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. But this could be a night for him to get some good opportunities as well.
Will Dawson is, by the way, Merry Christmas, Will Dawson. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays, everybody. We appreciate all you guys. It's good to be back up here on the radio deck. Good to be back here at Kia Center, for crying out loud. It feels like it's been weeks.
2 weeks.
It's been
at least
been more than 2 weeks.
About, yeah.
I'm going to need you to look into that while I address this question here. Who's going to get our backup center minutes is what Will asked. And it's a good question. Probably Jonathan Isaac, I think, is the first place you go. I think Wendell's going to play heavy minutes tonight. And then I guess this is a team that you can kind of survive a little bit, going a bit smaller. I think if you have J.I., Paulo, Tristan on the floor, you feel pretty comfortable with your size against this group. Without them having Kalkbrenner, the rookie out of Creighton, who's like massive, 7'1". He's not the most rugged guy in the world, but he's a big cat. I think you feel comfortable. I think you get away with going a little bit small tonight. But for sure, until Mo comes back, we're going to be missing Goga as far as those backup center minutes go. 17 days. See, it's like 2.5 weeks. It's been a long time.
It has been a long
The
time.
Vegas trip is what really threw me. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I wish we would have been able to advance. But you win that game against Miami, and then it's like, okay, we'll go to Vegas, and we came back, and then we went back out west. It's been a crazy month of December, but Magic hoping to get right here tonight against the Charlotte Hornets, or at least get back to their winning ways here at home. And it's a nice little primer, I think, for the Denver Nuggets tomorrow night. That should be a really, really prime matchup. And obviously the Magic hoping for a little get back against that Denver Nuggets team. Any closing thoughts, Chrissy Birdsall, before we go?
I think it should be a really interesting game. We really didn't get into the weeds of Knipple, which I'm a little disappointed
Go
about.
ahead.
The Wisconsin
You've got 2 minutes.
Legend.
Knock your socks off.
He's been playing really well, and I think that, coming in as a rookie, being the 4th overall pick, he has absolutely outplayed his numbers. The fastest rookie, I think, to get to 108 threes. I think he did in less than 30 games, too, which is pretty impressive. And you talked about that 3-ball. If he can get going on the 3, it could be really interesting. But the last time that these two teams played each other, they did a really good job of managing Concanipple, and they got to keep that game plan going. And I think that's what Coach Mosley said, was just sticking to their game plan and not falling into the rat race maybe of some of these offensive powerhouse teams that like to just shoot the three a million times.
They started 3 rookies in that game, and again, that was way back in October. And Knipple played 27 minutes and only scored 5 points, but he only took 6 shots. And you're right, he has been a lot more aggressive. He was like the first one down there, by the way, getting his shots up when you and I arrived this afternoon. So he is a very intriguing rookie. He's one of the best, it appears, from that class. And as we mentioned, they involve him quite a bit. I mean, just look at his numbers. Like, just counting stats straight away. 19.4 points per game, 5.5 rebounds a game, 3.5 assists, and 0.75 steals a night, 41.4% three-point range, 48% from the field, and then almost 92% at the free throw line. He is absolutely probably going to be a 50, 40, 90 guy at some point in his career, and I think you start there. You start in that backcourt with Bell and Knipple, and we did not see Brandon Miller last time we saw these guys. He is a very dangerous offensive player as well. So points could be aplenty here tonight, but good to be back on the home parquet, and hopefully the Magic able to pick up a dub before we take on the Denver Nuggets here tomorrow. She's Chrissy. I'm Jake. Make sure you lock in our broadcast tonight. We'll be on 96.9 The Game, our flagship station, beginning at 6:30 with the pregame show, Magic Tonight with Brandon Kravitz. And then the broadcast begins at 7. You can always stream us on the iHeart app, on the Orlando Magic app, or outside the listening area on Sirius XM and on NBA League Audio Pass as well. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Go Magic.
Colombia, Africa, Caribbean, honey dip. Whipping out Abels, no condiments. From Barranquilla, no argument. She going hard like a gallo. Don't care what they say, hella fight, no. I'm chilling with babe with my eyes closed. Got the champagne with my blindfolds. I'm on a flight in Miami, shopping and tripping with Moochie the family. Dry top when I dry down. At the hella sevens like I'm Randy. I'm on 1,000, living my life like I don't get no hoots about plan B's. My life something like a Tahoe, yours something like a Camry, yeah.
Pepsi just gave you guys each $100 to go shopping.
Yeah, it's really special. It's my 3rd year doing it. Did it the first year, had a bunch of fun, and wanted to do it every year after. So happy to be back, with Pepsi and the Boys and Girls Club here to give these kids something to look forward to and be able to shop on the holidays.
Let's go. Y'all ready to spend some money, bro? What you looking for?
Nothing from this aisle.
Nothing from this aisle?
You better hurry up.
What's that?
Push-ups.
Push-up board? Ooh, you trying to get strong, bro?
Yeah.
Man, get that, bro.
I'll buy this one.
Yeah, I would see. This is where I would have went right here when I was a kid. I would have went straight to the PlayStation gift card.
Yeah, get you one of those. Yeah.
I can finish this in 1 minute.
Really? I've never been able to finish those.
I can finish
That's
this in 1 second.
That's in 1 second. Who's gonna start skating after this? Which one of y'all?
Probably him.
Yeah. That was amazing. Had a great group of kids. Everybody super excited to get toys, to bring them some more Christmas joy, and I'm glad I was able to help in that. I'll be back next year for sure.
Of course. Merry Christmas, man. Nice meeting you. Merry Christmas. Yeah, group, come on, group picture. Right around the cart, everybody around the cart. Let's scoot over to the right. Right. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Get up in there.
1, 2, 3, and 1. All the mirrors up. This is Dr. Kimberly right here, and I wanted you guys to meet her because she's her military and a pilot. So I wanted her to speak with you just for a couple of minutes so we kind of some surprises for you. Wendell just wasn't going to send you with hoodies and book bags and stuff like that. We have another surprise for you, okay?
When she told me about what Wendell's doing and what you guys are doing and just how smart and just amazing this group is, I was so excited. And I'll mentor anyone that's interested in any kind of STEM, any kind of, if you want to work maintenance on aircraft, whatever. I was maintenance for a while. Like, you can do that.
So we live an additional gear. You're welcome. This is from Wendell. 1, 2, 3, flight 34.
I'm definitely really grateful. I never thought this would happen, especially the first time we got invited to an event with them. I was like, is this really real? Like, how is this gonna happen in the next couple of years? But I'm seeing it and I'm really happy. I'm so grateful and I'm so happy. And honestly, I know our kids will be so cute to be here next year. So we're really happy to be here and I can't wait to go back and show them.
What's up, guys? Let me join y'all. Y'all playing 4 Wins? What's this called? What's this called?
Connect 4.
Connect 4? Come on. What color you want? Red or blue?
Red.
You want red? All right, somebody. You do blue? Okay. You gonna help me? Come on, let's beat him. Oh!
What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Of course, I'm Franz.
We appreciate you.
No, thank you guys. What's your name? Diana, I'm Franz. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Francesca, can I sit down here? Yes? What?
Everybody's tall.
Who else is tall out here?
Your parents are tall.
I know my mom's really tall.
So they don't know it yet, but we're about to open some. They're watching me. She's watching. We're gonna open some presents together. And they can take it home, obviously. So yeah, that's Christmas Eve for them.
Yeah, you gotta look for your name. Look for your name.
Wow, look at that! Merry Christmas!
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Oh, you happy? Merry Christmas! Hey, what you got? Oh, that's so awesome. No, that's what? Ain't nothing ugly about it. That's so awesome.
How was that? Oh my God, is that a Papa Shot? Come on, I'll hold up in the back. You can get your gift.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, you got some heavy gifts too, so we want to make sure we pack it the right way.
3, 2, 1.
Merry Christmas!
This is an amazing day that we always look forward to. This is our 3rd annual Christmas Carnival that's hosted by the DeVos family and the Magic. So our children are having a spectacular day. There's snow, there's gifts, there's Santa, there's even a pony, as well as face painting. The biggest thing about it is there's another opportunity that we just have to share. The Christmas blessing portion of what our work is and what the DeVos family and the Magic are providing for our children and families. There are a number of children and families who are receiving their tuition to be paid out for the entire rest of the school year, as well as a donation, a financial donation to families for Christmas. So the timing is right, and everyone is in tears today, tears of joy.